Hello students, welcome back to the session of Laws of Motion, part 13. So in today's class, the topic which we are going to learn is motion of a car on a level road. So in today's class, we are going to study motion of a car on a level road. So we will start our discussion of motion of a car on a level road with this animation today. ಸೊ ಈ ಆ್ಯನಿಮೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಏನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ ಈಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಕಾರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟೇಕನ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಘಾಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತುಂಬ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್? Because there in that case what happens, both the centripetal force as well as the centrifugal force will be taken place. Okay, when there is both centripetal force and centrifugal force, ಆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಫ್ಯೂಗಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್. ಅವೆರಡೂ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಸೈಮಲ್ಟೇನಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ in case if you travel with a very high speed, then there is a chance of getting accidents. So you can observe here, ಈ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ನ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟರ್ನ್ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಲೈಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಕಾರ್ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆಗೋದನ್ನು ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ತಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್. ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಟುಡೇ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ದ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಇನ್ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. So here is a car which I have taken you to make the concept clear. So ಈ ಕಾರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಕಾರು ಈ ಥರ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ವೆನ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ನ್, ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಕಾರ್ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಸಡನ್ನಾಗಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ತೊಗೋಬೇಕಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ನೋಡಿರಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕಾರ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೀಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೀಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಅವೇ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. If you are moving with a high speed, then suddenly what happens, car will be skid and it will get accident. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಈ ಕಾರ್ ವೀಲ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಈ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಇಟ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಆ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದ ಕಾರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಡೌನ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಾರ್ ಆನ್ ಅ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ರೋಡ್. ಹಾಗಂದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೀಳಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ಹೌ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್, ದಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ನೌ. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನಾದರೂ ಸ್ಕಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೀಳಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ. ಹಾಗಂದರೆ ಆ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಏನು ಅಂತ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್. As this car is on this road, this car is putting certain weight on the road. So equally ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಕೂಡ it will put a normal reaction. Is it clear? And as the car is not moving in a vertical direction ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ದ y axis it is only moving along x axis ಅಂದರೆ ಹಾರಿಜಾಂಟಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೇಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್. Is it clear? So I hope you have understood. Now we will go to the derivation. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಡ್ರಾ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ರೋಡ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕರ್ವ್ಡ್ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕಾರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಈ ರೋಡ್ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೌ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಟೆನ್ ವೇಟ್, ರೈಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವೇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದ ರೋಡ್ ಡೌನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕಾರ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಟೆನ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಎಮ್, ರೈಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ವೇಟ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ g, acceleration due to gravity. So the weight of the car is mg. Is it clear? Now this ground also will apply certain equal and opposite force on this car, and that is along in this direction. To that what we call it as normal reaction. So this is normal reaction and this is weight mg, which are equal and opposite in magnitude and direction. Okay na? So when the car suddenly starts to take the turn, when it travels in a circular path, then there is a center. So here is a car with center O and it is having certain radius. Let me call this is r. The distance between center and this car is taken as what? radius. So okay, now what happens when the car starts to travel, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮೋಷನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ನ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮೋಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್, ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಫ್ಯೂಗಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ವಿತ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ v² ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ r. So we know that, and this acceleration is called as a centripetal acceleration, and as the car is having certain mass, so what I will write it as mv² by r. So overall, with this force, what happens to the car tries to move away from the center. To control this motion of a car away from the center, what is one more force will be available there? There is a force of friction, and this force of friction is acting on this wheel in this direction. Is it clear? So this friction makes the car to move in a circular path. This friction produces the centripetal force on this car. Is it clear? In a circular path, if any object is traveling, that is because of what? Friction, because of which a centripetal force is produced. Is it clear? So in this, if you observe what are the forces acting on it, downwards weight mg, and upwards the normal reaction, and at this direction the car tries to move away with the force mv² by r. But to prevent the motion of a car away from the center to the wheel, a frictional force is present, and mainly what is the friction? This is static friction. So in this direction, mv² by r, this is the force which is acting on the center, and opposite to that there is a friction. And what kind of friction is it? Static friction. So until the static friction is present, the car will not be skidded. But in case if the speed of the car exceeds the maximum static friction, then the car may be skidded. So from the diagram, along the vertical direction there is a normal reaction n upwards and weight mg downwards. Is it clear? So all these terms we will use in the derivation. So whatever here we have taken the terms, that's all we will write. Okay, as the car is having certain mass and it is moving with certain velocity v in a circular path with radius r. ಇದನ್ನೇ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಇವಾಗ. So here consider a car of mass m moving with velocity v along a circular path of radius r on a level road. So this is what we have written. And next, so what are the forces acting on the car? That also we will write. So the forces acting on the car are, first one is the weight of the car g. How is the weight on the car? In this direction, that is mg. Okay, now if I take a rough diagram here, okay, now so imagine this is a car. Now this weight is downwards mg, and next normal reaction n. Opposite to this weight there is a normal reaction n, so that the car is balanced on the road. And the next force is frictional force. So this frictional force makes the tires to move in a safe position. So frictional force is also acting on these tires. Is it clear? In the opposite direction to the centrifugal force. So these are the forces which are acting on the car. Now we will derive the expression. Okay. So it is the static friction that opposes the tendency of a car moving away from the center. Yes, obviously, right? As I told, if a car is moving in a circular path, ಇದನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. If it is traveling in a circular path, ಓಕೆನಾ, ಈ ಥರ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ ಟ್ರೈಸ್ ಟು ಮೂವ್ ಅವೇ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್, ಅಪೋಸಿಟ್ ಟು ಸೆಂಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವುದು? ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನಲ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೇನ್ಲಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್? ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್. Is it clear? So this is why what we write it as static friction is less than or equal to, here what is the force acting away from the center? That's what we have taken it as mv² divided by r. So I'll write it as mv² divided by r. Say it as equation number 1. And we know that, what do we know? We know that static friction Fs is less than or equal to mu s into n. So what is mu s? We will write it as, where mu s is coefficient of static friction. Is it clear? As I have not defined previously, I am defining this term. And what is n? Already I have written n is a normal reaction. Is it clear? So Fs is less than or equal to mv² by r. We know that Fs is less than or equal to mu s into n. Say it as equation number 2. Okay, now what I will do, I will compare these equation 1 and 2. So equation 1 and equation 2 will be compared. Then if I compare these two equations, how can I write this equation? I can write it as mu s into n is less than or equal to mv square divided by r. Okay, and also we know that n is equal to mg. And why I am taking this n as mg? Because as the car is not moving in a vertical direction, there is no acceleration. As there is no acceleration, the normal reaction and weight of the car will be balanced. So that's why I have taken it as n is equal to mg. Now I'll substitute this n value in this equation number 3. Let me call this equation is 3, and I'm going to substitute the value of n in this equation. Equation 3 implies, what is equation 3? Mu s, n means mg less than or equal to mv square divided by r. Okay, and this m is get cancelled. What is left? Mu s into g less than or equal to v square divided by r. Is it clear? What I want to know motion of a car on a level road. So if you want to find out the motion, you should know what is its velocity. So I want to calculate the velocity. Hangagi ee velocity na ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, I'll write there itself. Okay, and this r I will cross multiply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? Less than or equal to, as it is, mu s g into r. Is it clear? So this is the velocity of a body. So now let's remove this square. If you remove this square, what happens? The square root will be to the next side. Just I'll shuffle and write properly. What I write, v square is less than or equal to mu s r g. Okay, I'll remove the square. Then what I write, v is less than or equal to square root of mu s r g. So this is the main expression for a motion of a car on a level road. So here mu s is coefficient of maximum static friction. ಅಂದರೆ velocity ಈ coefficient of maximum static friction ಗಿಂತ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? So in case if the velocity becomes equal to this coefficient of maximum static friction, then we say it as maximum speed. So now we write it as then maximum safe speed of a motion of a car on a level road, which is, so now the maximum safe speed of the car in a circular motion, which is decided by the velocity. Here what we write, velocity will become equal by removing the less than symbol. So velocity is equal to square root of mu s into r into g. Is it clear? So this is the maximum speed through which a car can travel. If you travel more than this speed, then obviously what happens in that case, a car will be skidded. So to avoid that, you should travel with this speed. Is it clear? So by this formula, what did we understand? The safe speed of a car depends upon the coefficient of static friction, radius of the circular path, okay na? And even gravity. Gravity we know that will be constant, but what happens? The velocity will be depending upon the coefficient of static friction and radius of the circular path, and it is independent of mass. So here is the expression of maximum speed through which you can travel in a circular motion. If you exceed this speed, then there is a chance of getting accidents and even car may get skidded. Is it clear? I hope you have understood this class, and based on this, many problems will be asked in all the exams like NEET, JEE and CET. Is it clear? I hope you have understood.